Hey, welcome. My name is Dhruv Hegde, and today I'm going to be discussing why money should not be blamed for societal problems. We always associate money with one of the many reasons why our society is flawed. In fact, one of our greatest arguments is that greed has taken over and corrupted us, especially it's against human nature to even have this distaste for money. However, I'd argue that this is particularly in human nature, that we needed money in order to organize ourselves in a more effective way. I'm going to be playing devil's advocate as well in some areas that I don't particularly agree with for the sake of doing an analytical perspective or analyzing what it means and what money actually represents in our society. Because it's quite interesting to think about what money symbolizes. Money is not always what we consider to be our greatest goal, but it's something that we need to have in order to be fulfilled. But a lot of philosophers have thought about this in a completely different manner, and that's that money functions for three main things. It's a unit that actually is used for measurement, a unit that's measured for trade, and it has the function of unifying different groups. Now, if we look back to the Mesopotamian individuals, we know that there's a lot of trade that occurred, and once they'd finally settled, they can interact with other individuals, they can mine resources, they're able to derive a lot from their culture and able to create artificial products outside of it. However, the functioning of a true currency and the standard that made that currency was actually more formulated before than it is currently. Because at this point in our society, I feel that a lot of people are misunderstanding what money is truly representing. If you go look at youth, if you go look at any other individual outside of the realm of passion, then you find an individual that wants to go towards money and money alone. We find that these individuals are filled with greed and that they don't have an aspiration that they work towards or something that something that they actually want to be able to do outside of the realm that involves getting financial gain. And I associate this with a lack of education. I associate this with a lack of experience in financial literacy. And even though some people like to face reality with the quotes and such by saying, oh, money is a necessity. Even if you try to deny it, it's always going to be a portion of us. And that's true. But money does not buy happiness, it buys survival. And that's one of the main mistakes that we make as humans. We associate money by making happiness. And even though continuously billionaires and such continue to say that money does not buy happiness, a lot of people resist it because they're saying that to a certain extent you can help get necessities fulfilled that can help you be more happy within your lives. And that's true, but I'd argue that that's more happiness of survival rather than happiness in terms of personal fulfillment. I also believe that our current judgment of happiness itself is miscomprehended, and that our misapprehension is leading us towards a more dark future. But that I'm going to save to a different video, and if you want to watch that, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I do not think that money should be blamed for everything, because the way that we've perceived the value of money is what's far more ignorant in terms of how we're actually managing it. So for example, in the Silk Road, we know back to these individuals, let's say nomads for example, traveling on camels in a hot desert. They're exasperated, and yet they're traveling for the purpose of seeking different goods other than their own. They have one idea or one fulfillment or one product they want to be able to trade and exchange for a different product, a different commodity, or even a different idea or service perhaps. And that's the beauty of it. We invented money as a system of trade where we were able to manage and take different products and diversify our entire portfolio in terms of how we live life. Because if we get different tools, if we get different measurements, if we get different methods, then we're able to fulfill ourselves to a greater extent. Why do you think that these individuals were able to progress more in terms of intellectually than we have been able to do now? Despite the fact that we have advancing studies, we have advancing technologies, all of these various resources at disposal, we don't really want to make the kind of inferences that these individuals made. They shared various understandings about constellations, astronomy. They even invented astrology in order to find some specific portions of this. And moreover, they shared mathematics, all these various patterns they found in nature as well. And a lot of these schools of thought or philosophy itself were also transferred as well. And modern medicine would not have been invented without this exchange. However, it's the perceived value of money that actually corrupted us. We perceive various things as more important and more treacherous because of the individuals who want to live their life in a more lavish way. They purchase various entities such as gold chains or silver chains or different types of jewelry or different lavish products that we associate with quality. But at this point, there's only a small correlation between quality and price, and we found many exceptions to that rule, but it's still hammered into society in a very bad and detrimental way that might lead to our eventual collapse of this economic system. We continuously see that individuals are fueled by this desire for money because they're fueled by the desire to have and attain that commodity. They want to have that commodity itself. And let's just say that you look at today's youth. You see individuals who are pawning and fanning for all these various commodities such as Nike shoes or maybe cool sunglasses and all these things that we have. We give them perceived value. It's not technically actually there in terms of the quality of build, in terms of how good it looks. These individuals continuously put fads forth, and because of that, why do you think that there's a lot more marketing done by companies than there is on product improvement? Because companies want to make you have a perceived higher importance of the product itself, meaning that they can higher price, meaning they have higher margins and higher profit. And at the end of the day, these are the individuals who are also fueling our desire for money. So it goes both ways. And at the end of the day, it's a continuous cycle that continues to corrupt our society and causes a lot of the misery that a lot of people associate with money itself. But it's not money itself that's doing the problems. It's us and the way that we're managing it, and also the way that we're perceiving it. If we're able to change the construct that we have stuck in our minds about what money is, what it represents, and how we're able to get it, then a lot of things can change within society, and we can maybe see a more hopeful future. Because if everyone works towards their passion, works towards their desire, and actually makes some meaningful contributions towards society, then we might be able to see a future where everyone prospers. Everyone has wealth enough to feed their families, enough to have clothes on their back, a home for themselves, and able to fit into a society where we can all contribute and provide a meaningful income. And if you're also able to pursue a lot of your passions to a greater extent, you're able to work hard and you're able to find personal fulfillment, then chances are that a lot of money and income can accompany it. But at that point, it won't be important to you because it's not what's primary. It's always a secondary need. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I know this was somewhat of a short video, around 7 minutes, but aside from that, if you want to see more like this, then comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe as well if you want to. And yeah, there's a lot of other philosophical topics out there, so if you want me to discuss any of those, then leave those ideas. And until then, stay working hard.